Hi, Irene here. It's been, seems like eons of years of being able to put a video up. There's been just so many things that have been manifesting in my life, and most of them I want to share with you have been a detox of additional emotions. Remember, we got 1 trillion cells, and I'm kind of really detoxing to the nitty-gritty, to the core now. And that's where it brings me today, what I want to talk about. I want to talk about decluttering. About 3 months ago, I was told that it was an urgency for me to start decluttering. And I'm not talking about that I had a dirty house, but I had a lot of clutter. And so with that information, I went to town. I started decluttering. I must have given away like 25 bags of stuff, trash. Some of it I gave away, some of it I donated. I did my garage. I did all of that. And what came out of that is when I would walk into my house, it was like a phenomenon of clarity where my awareness went tenfold. And it was almost like I was living in a different world now. Everything needs to be in order. Everything needs to be clear, so that when you're having information that comes in, and it will be clear so that you could hear clearly, so you could be guided correctly. So it was just wonderful, the feeling and the phenomenon that came in with that. Also, they mentioned that an inanimate object picks up energies if it's not being used or utilized, or you're enjoying watching it. It starts deteriorating, it collects dust, and it's on its way to death, and you're attached to that, and it's manifesting death around you. And clutter, also the emotions that are attached to those objects, you're holding on to those emotions as well. So people that walk in and out of your house and things like that, you don't want to keep a whole mess of clutter. Less is better. Keep it simple. I had already decluttered enough within emotionally to say to myself, excuse me, it's out really windy out here, to say to myself, do I really need to buy this item? And I usually end up putting it back because I realize I don't really need it. And now it's even more than that. Is this item going to collect dust? Is it just going to sit here? Or am I really truly going to utilize this? So that's where I'm at with that decluttering. And take one step further, I had my storage. My storage needed to be decluttered as well. That's completely gone now. And out of that, I released a lot of sadness. My storage space was the leftovers from my center that had closed. And I was holding on to all those objects that weren't being used. And I gave a lot of the stuff away, trashed a lot of the stuff, and that is also gone. And I realized I released a lot of sadness with that. So start decluttering. Out of that sadness, I found that I still had, there was some resentment still attached to some things because of the center closing. And there was a lot that I released within letting that go. And a lot of other things started manifesting that needed to be closed up to the core, that needed to be released. And it's just been an amazing release on this. And as I sat there and meditated, I felt almost like a vortex that pulled out of me when I let go of all those items. It was like a whoosh, just went completely out. It was the second phenomenon. The first one brought me clarity. The second was almost like a huge release. It was just amazing. So I'm here today to tell you, start decluttering. Less is better. Divinity is simplistic, very simple. We don't need a lot. You don't need tons of clothes that you're not using, tons of shoes that you're not using. And if you're not utilizing your items, or like I said, watching them or using them or enjoying them, then donate it and give them to somebody that could actually use it. There's a lot of poor people that need things that are just sitting there collecting dust for you to dust weekly. So now, as far as the decluttering is concerned, you're getting rid of a lot of things. And I want to talk about being inclusive, including everybody. You don't throw people away, because anybody that's coming into your space, they're there to be teachers for you, especially the ones that are the most difficult ones for you to understand why they're coming from a place. They're usually a mirror for you to see what's going on inside you. And if they're not a mirror for you, then you could also maybe share in a loving way their projection that is coming on to you. Meaning there's always, I would say like a 95% is usually something going on inside you. If you go deep inside and take responsibility for going in, instead of blaming the other person, you will find out that it's something you need to clear. But there is that 5% chance that it's something that's going on with them and they're projecting it onto you, and it's not really your baggage, it's their baggage that they need to clear. And you could lovingly share and sit down and have a good heartfelt communication. Open your third chakra, start communicating, because everybody is part of everybody. We're all in this together, and love is the one, unconditional love without expecting anything, is the one that has to prevail. Most people that are in a loving relationship, whether it's a partnership, a husband, wife, child, mother, father, whatever type of relationship it is, they're expecting something back in return. So share in an unconditional loving way, not expecting anything back from that person, but also realizing that they're part of you, that the only thing that separates us is this body mind. Start ascending into your, or I would love to say, most people are saying ascension, ascending. Why not descend into your heart, into here, down from your brain down into your heart, and be that love that you truly are. That people talk about love and light. Well, the light is within that love. So anytime you're loving unconditionally and servicing out there, you're servicing divinity and the angels and all your spiritual guides and everybody that is here surrounded around us that we can't see without a body, that they don't have bodies. You're servicing them in order to make this our paradise. So start today. Declutter and be inclusive of everyone that comes into your life with that beautiful light out there of love. Expand that love out from your heart out to all your perimeter, and be that love always. And I always end with, we share that love and light, and I always dedicate that to Dot. So it is, so be it. Have a beautiful day. Get out in nature and be in the present moment. Take care.